it goes back to, you know, times are tough in real estate, right? Wouldn't you say? I mean, those that are in real estate, and we have to go back to why, if we're in real estate, why we got into what we were doing, why we're here. The next book that I'm really excited about is going to be called The Highway Book, and it's called Purpose, Goals, and Priorities. Okay, and I'm really excited about it. It's come as a byproduct of what I've been taught. Highway. Can I write? I'm a writer, aren't I? Highway. The highway. The highway is really meant to be a metaphor of taking the high road as opposed to taking the mediocre road or the low road. And I'm just excited because I've been able to get a pretty good measure of success over the years. And I have a PhD, as Rick Ruby would say. I have a PhD. So, does anybody else have a PhD? He does. He has a PhD. Public high school degree. That's what I have. Public high school degree. That's as far as I made it. I did get a year and a half of college, but I used that money to go to Hawaii, the student loan that I got. I hope the government doesn't come after me after that one, but I did pay it back, so. So with a public high school degree and not much, and that's all I had to work on, is how was I gonna be able to have success? I wanted to be successful. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be able to do the best for my family and have a really good future. And so I ended up having to figure out. I was probably one of those late night TVs watching Tony Robbins, and I'm saying, he's got something that I don't, because I'm sitting in that little one-bedroom apartment he's talking about. And if he knows how to do something like that, I'm just going to go. So I started seeking all these different people, and goal setting was definitely seemed to be the one that was missing. Motivational goal setting and knowing where you want to go. So then what happened was I started going out, taking what I knew about goal setting, and I started teaching the courses on goal setting. Then I realized that what was missing was priorities, and that's what Scott teaches, is how to get your time managed so that you're doing to achieve your goals. It's all about a manner of putting one foot in front of the other, having your priorities set and put them into a time frame, like a flow chart. And Scott Carley, our esteemed time management expert, is somebody I hired to help me with this, because I realized last year at this time I'm writing a book, then found out I'm pregnant, you know, and then I'm running a real estate business, a high volume real estate business in a tougher market. How am I going to be able to do all that with the level of understanding that I have now? And so I hired Scott. He got me time blocking, getting the calendar out. And so I highly recommend you take his coaching if you're interested in that. But I'm going to use part of that because I had a different system, and I'm incorporating your system and my system, putting it together, and come up with a really cool system, because priorities is basically time management, setting one thing ahead of the other. Then I was teaching the goal setting and the time management at an Amplify Credit Union meeting one time, and one guy came up to me, and this is what tied it all together. He came up to me and he said, "This is all fine if you got your goals and your priorities, but what if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing?" I was like, boy, that makes a big, that ties it all together, because if you don't have passion or goals at all, and you don't even know why, and that then got back to purpose. And then that's when all these charts and all these things started to come up. And some of the stuff you're going to have heard before, and some of it you've probably never seen before unless you've been to one of my sessions. And so I'm going to use just kind of a chunk, because this is actually, I've taught this in the Keller Williams network, and this is actually a 3-day thing. So I'm just going to take a chunk out of the middle of it and teach you something, show you something that I think you'll find is pretty darn valuable.